My dad and I were the dynamic duo. He taught me how to tell time, how to fix a flat, and also the game of baseball. I called him Daddy. He called me Sandy. I don't really like Sandy, but there was something about the way he said it that made me feel special. So when he was recovering from knee replacement surgery, I came home to help take care of him. What was supposed to be just a few weeks turned into months, and I found myself out of work longer than expected. After 6 months, I finally got a job as a program director for an after-school program for children 1st through 6th grade. I didn't have a problem with managing the day-to-day operations. What concerned me was how I was going to interact with all these children. I had never been around a lot of children. I don't have any nieces and nephews, so this was a whole new world for me. I'll admit I was a little nervous. I could have used an encouraging word. My first day was an orientation with 75 kids staring right at me. Afterwards, as I walked down the aisle, a little girl caught my eye. She was sitting on one end of a lunchroom table, while the other children were sitting at the opposite end. She sat as though she wasn't invited to sit with them. So I walked up to her and I said, "Hello." And that's when it happened. She looked up, her eyes big and happy, as though to say, "You see me? You're talking to me?" And she smiled, and I smiled back. I don't recall the details of our conversation, but what I do remember was how she was transformed. Her body went from slumped to upright. It's as though my hello was sunlight shining on her. She went from a wilted flower to a beautiful blooming bouquet. Through that little girl, I learned that speaking is not just a gesture, and hello is not just a word. It is an invitation to our shared humanity. Hello, my name is Sandra Carr, and my good idea is rooted in how a simple act of social etiquette, such as speaking, saying hello, can impact your life positively and the lives of others. My good idea is rooted in 3 steps. Be intentional and see people. Speak to people. Say hello. Even if you're not having a good day, it might make your day better. Lastly, return a greeting. How many different ways can you say hello? There they are. That's just a start. And then you think about the different ways people greet you. Various cultures, different parts of the country, even different neighborhoods have their own unique flair for how they acknowledge and recognize people. I was born in a small town in Mississippi where speaking was not an etiquette, it was an expectation. You spoke to everyone, regardless of the color of their skin, sex, or age. You said things like, "Hey now, how y'all doing?" And then you get a response like, "I'm fine, how you all doing?" Or, "Blessed and highly favored." Or, "I'm good, how your mama and them?" The other thing that would happen is the nonverbal greetings. You know, like the tipping of the cap, or the head nod up, or the good old-fashioned hand up. All of these things said the same thing. I see you, and I want to wish you a good day. That's how I was raised, and that's who I was. But the pandemic changed me. Now I was living in a world where a mask separated me from other people. I kept my distance. I didn't go out unless it was necessary. I didn't give a handshake, and I kept my head down. This darn mask kept me from seeing people smile, and it kept them from seeing me smile at them, unless they saw it in my eyes. But again, this is not how I was raised. This is my grandmother, Lily Dilworth. Grandmama taught me to always be sweet and speak to people. For almost 40 years, she said, "Be sweet and speak to people." To be sweet means to be kind, polite, and respectful. When she would repeat these words to me as a child, she was teaching me the importance of acknowledging other people. So I had to fight against this feeling of disengagement and get back to seeing people and saying hello. I had to stop being afraid to give a handshake or a hug. I needed to see people again, like I saw that little girl in that after-school program. For me, hello was not about a gesture or being polite. It was a reconnection to the human race. Now, I wish I could tell you I was completely out of the mask, but I'm not. COVID still concerns me. I wear it to protect my 81-year-old mother. But what I have done is I've learned to speak again. I've learned to be in the present. I've learned to let people know I see you and I want to acknowledge you. I want to transform this space, this interaction that we're having, into something positive by hopefully giving you a happy greeting. Hello. Did you know you can shift the atmosphere with hello? Good morning. Some people, when they step into a space, whether it's their job, church, or a local restaurant, when they speak, it's almost like a salutation that's musical. These people don't just speak to one person. They're acknowledging everyone within the sound of their voice. And while they're not looking for a response, they're normally greeted with the same type of warmth and enthusiasm that they put out. Look, we all have biases, preferences, insecurities. But did you know hello can break down barriers? Think about when you're meeting someone on the street. When you say hello, that lets you know that this person approaching you is either friend or foe. And think about when you're in the elevator. Saying hello will help an individual to know that it's okay, that you're seeing them. Now, I'll admit, some people might be a little startled when you speak to them, but that's okay. They will walk away knowing that hello reminds them that they are seen and they are valued. There's even science behind this hello thing. In an article from the medicalpress.com called "Studies Suggest Greeting Strangers Can Boost Happiness Levels," it stated that the World Health Organization declared loneliness as a global health concern. It's as bad as 15 cigarettes a day. Psychologists said that loneliness is related to the degree of isolation reported in most modern Western societies. Another article from saliencehealth.com says, why saying hello stranger might be the key to good mental health. It listed 5 benefits of speaking to a stranger. It boosts mood and happiness. It reduces isolation and loneliness. It promotes social connection and networks. It enhances cognitive function and memory. Hey, when you're getting older, that's a special thing. And it enhances a positive and inclusive atmosphere. The article goes on to say, a simple hello can have a ripple effect, spreading beyond that initial interaction. When we greet someone, we are spreading positivity because they not only feel acknowledged and valued, but it boosts your own mood. This positive exchange can lead to a much more optimistic outlook on life and increase overall happiness. In summary, hello is powerful and necessary for our well-being. Worry weighs us down. A cheerful word picks us up. Proverbs 12:25, the Message Bible. We don't know what people are going through, have been through, or maybe facing in the future. However, in that moment when you greet them, you are helping to strengthen their spirit. And often, both of you are a little bit better, walking away a little bit happier and hopeful. And don't worry if a person doesn't speak. Sometimes they're in their own head and they have a delayed reaction to what just happened. Be hopeful that you've planted a seed so that they will speak and acknowledge the next person they meet. Speaking to a shy little girl, that melodious greeting from strangers or coworkers, that intentional smile or handshake, there are all ways of affirming our humanity among each other. Even science confirms the necessity of this act of kindness. We know there are a lot of things we need to let go of to improve our life. Fatty foods, sedentary lifestyles, but hello is not one of them. Let's not say goodbye to hello. Instead, let's take those 5 letters, HELLO, to positively impact the world, one greeting at a time. Thank you.